Hi, the Loy Machedo speaking to you from LoyMachedo.com. I was Loy Machedo. Date today is February 1st, 2016. Time right now is 6:55 in the evening. Just want to do a quick book review of Why Nations Fail by Daron Acemoglu, and James A. Robinson. This is the audio book that I happen to read, happen to hear because most of the time I'm driving. It says the origins of power, prosperity, and poverty. Nice alliteration. And the reason why this book kind of got to me is because obviously I wanted to understand how markets work, how the economy functions, why some countries are very rich while some countries are poor. And yes, of course, the endorsement by Stephen Levitt, author of Freakonomics, who says, truly awesome, brilliant in its simplicity and power, which you can see right at the top. So it was endorsed by Stephen Levitt, co-author of Freakonomics, which is an amazing book by itself. So, the main reason why I purchased this is because I wanted to broaden my learning curve. I just didn't want, in school days I used to find social studies, political science, economics very boring. But however, if I needed to, broaden my horizons, I needed to embrace new subjects. And obviously I wanted to understand how economies function, because when you speak to business heads, when you speak to CEOs, which I do normally frequently, I need to have a basic understanding of socio-economic and political factors. So the author or the authors, they jump into the question quickly is like, why are there some nations very rich and some others are very poor? Why is there wealth in some nations? Why is there poverty in some other nations? Why is there health in some countries, sickness in other countries, and why there's plenty of food in some countries while famine in others? Then they focus on reasons like, is it cultural, socio-economic, is it policies, is there a definitive answer, is there luck? So all these factors were focused upon. Then the other questions that we're focused on is like, why North Korea is among the poorest nations in the world, among them, and why South Korea, which is very close, why is this among the richest in the world? Then how do you explain the fact that Botswana is becoming one of the fastest growing countries in the world, while its neighboring African nations, such as Zimbabwe, the Congo, Sierra Leone, is mired with poverty and violence? Daron and James, what they conclusively show that it is man-made political and social economic factors that come into play for economic success. And the entire book, this whole book is like an incredible 15 years of research. And I'll tell you, when you listen to this book, or when you read the book, you'll be taken on a journey right from the time of the Roman Empire, the Mayan cities, the medieval Venus, the Soviet Union, Latin America, even England, Europe, United States. You also have Africa, and they bring in the different political theories, the economic factors that have ruled all these countries over the years, and they kind of address even the main questions that everyone is talking about today. Like China has built an authoritative money-making machine economy, which is growing right now. So will it continue? Will it grow? Will it succeed? Will it overtake the West? Or is there a limit to it? Are America's best days behind it? Or is America still a country that can still grow and prosper? The virtuous cycle which has been propelled by the so-called elite organizations or the people who have power, is it going to ensure that America grows, or is America going to suffer the consequences? And also they answer questions like, which is the best way to help economies come out from the rut of debt and crisis? Is it like giving them more charity, more philanthropy, or is it like changing their policies, forcing them to adopt new policies? So these were all the questions that were being addressed in this book, and I found Daron and James kind of hitting the nail on the head with a really it was amazingly well researched. The book really takes your mind into how economies work, right from a lot of facts and research material that are being provided. See, according to the authors at least, they say the success comes when political and economic institutions are inclusive and pluralistic, creating incentives for everyone to invest in the future. Nations fail when institutions are extractive in nature, protecting political and economic power, in the hands of small elite that take the income from everyone else. I feel that the book is, personally, I was impressed. I thought the book was brilliant, well-researched, completely and thoroughly presented, and in a sort of engaging fashion. And Why Nations Fail is a book that has the whole of history condensed into one big, massive compilation. So, would I recommend you to buy it and read it? Only if you have the patience to and the intensity to understand the subject. Otherwise, you will definitely find it very boring. I'm glad that I had a an audio series that kept me engaged, but it's pretty heavy. It's very intense, and you should only buy the book if you like something that can expand your horizons, or you're really looking into understanding why nations fail, understanding the economic, social, and political reasons, because this takes you to the complete history. And in the end, they give you their conclusions, where they say that they support more of democracy, they support more of inclusive institutions, not extractive institutions. So very, very intense book, very likable, very powerful, and I endorse this book. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. So if you want to expand your horizons, understand how nations actually prosper or why nations fail, I think you should buy this book. Otherwise, it's not like reading. So Loy from LoyMachedo.com, and who is LoyMachedo.com, sharing with you his views on why nations fail. Thank you very much for watching. Comments or questions, do write them below. Goodbye for now.